I remember when you sent me the email, like, you better start packing because you're getting your visa. I was like, what? Really? I'm Mexican. Well, my name is Laura, or Laurita, and yeah, I'm Mexican. I'm from Mexico City, hectic city. I'm a designer, textile designer, and then I have a master's degree in public image. So, personal stylist, personal shopper, like fashion. I think I was a little bit tired of living in Mexico, but I always like to travel. Like 2 years after coming here, I was in San Francisco and I loved it. And I met some Aussie guys there and they were like, yeah, you should come to Australia. And it was like, well, yeah, why not? And I thought it was like an exotic place because all of my family was like, why are you going to Australia? It's so far away. I was like, I don't know, Australia's calling me. And yeah, I lived in Europe for 6 months, so I already knew the experience of living in Europe, so I wanted something else, and Asia was like too extreme for me, so I don't know, it's like, yeah, let's go to Australia. Well, I started like researching, like what do I needed to come to Australia, like what I wanted to do, because I wanted to do a master's degree first, but then I thought like, what if I don't like the city, and it's quite expensive to do a master's degree. And I started looking at all these like courses and diplomas and stuff, and I found like really interesting thing. And the thing is that I didn't know anybody that was studying here, so I was kind of like lost in that thing, but then I was unlost. How do you say it? So yeah, you know, the feeling of doing something new, like, but you don't know exactly where to start, so you start researching and you know what do you want. But there were like so many options, like I don't know, or you started like wondering like, if this school is good or if this diploma is what I'm looking for. I remember I was looking for a diploma that was like more what I did back in Mexico, like personal shopper. But those kind of diplomas, they don't have the Cricos code. So it was like, well, maybe I can find something else that should be interesting for me. And then I think I found this course that said that it was like more entrepreneurship, something like that. So I had my own business back in Mexico. Well, I don't know, like from the first moment that I received your email, it felt like really friendly. And many people asked me like, are you sure this is not like dodgy or something like that? It was like, no, I don't feel like that. I mean, maybe if you're in Mexico you can not trust a lot of things, but then I thought like, no, like I don't feel like it's a shady thing, like you know, you started giving me all the information and it was like, oh yeah, this is what I'm looking for. So it was a really good experience. Very good finding. Well, for me it was a little bit stressful because I had already a visa that was denied. So I was really like, oh, what if it happens the same? But at the same time I was really confident, and maybe you gave me like the confidence that this is going to happen because you were always really positive about that in the emails and really useful, and just like taking all these documents and everything together. I mean, it wasn't hard. Like every process requires like a lot of paperwork, but nothing like impossible. And I don't know, I think it was quite easy. Like putting aside my stressful situation of my first visa rejected, but I think it was pretty good. I mean, yeah. I remember when you sent me the email like, you better start packing because you're getting your visa. I was like, what? Really? Like I remember we were waiting for a month, and then when you told me that, it was like really fast. Like I was just booking my ticket, and then I was on the plane, and I was here, and I couldn't believe it. It was like, I'm already in Sydney. Like, yeah, I couldn't believe it. Everything was so fast that it was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I don't know, just being away from home, really away from home, makes it a little bit hard, and not having a job. I mean, you have your parents, and they can support you. At least I had that, like the support of my parents, so it was kind of good in that way. But I didn't want to, call my mom and like, Mom, help me. I wanted to do things by myself. So you feel like you're by yourself here, and not having a job makes it like a stressful part. But then you start meeting people and making friends, and you start feeling better, and then you find a job, and well, that's life. I mean, I don't know anyone that doesn't feel stressed about their lives at some point, so yeah, it's fine. Just makes it a little bit stressful to be, well, in my case, in the other side of the world. But yeah, it depends on everyone. I met my boyfriend here, so I think that's one of the best things that ever happened to me, like just coming to Sydney. And yeah, meeting friends from all over the world. It's really nice, and meeting other cultures, and yeah, or going to a restaurant, like a Vietnamese restaurant, that doing interesting things that you would never do like back home. I understand like to be scared of doing something new, but I've always felt in my life like if something's making me being a little bit scared, it's because something good is expecting me. So yeah, I know it sounds like very carpe diem kind of thing, but yeah, it's really good always like getting out of your comfort zone and do something different. It's always going to be like a good experience, even if life gets rough. Well, that's what I thought, like, okay, if something happens here in Sydney, I always can come back home, and Sydney counts as another experience, but I'm so glad I did it, and yeah, I would tell like everyone, just do it, you won't regret it.